Recording again. Welcome back to the Alexandrian Codex. I'm Alex. This is Star Trek New Horizons mod for Stellaris. We're playing the United Federation planets. We look pretty dope. This is everything in that state of cyan is either us or our protectorates. The Borg and the Husnock Ascendancy are looking pretty big. We have some nice little coalition going on here, weird coalition going on up here. The Dominion are falling apart. Right, they have not been able to turn around this war against the Kremen. Nah. they're having a bad time, and they're almost at they're at 100% war exhaustion, so that war should actually be wrapping up very, very soon. We are maxed out on minerals, so let's just, boom, reinforce this fleet. That's 367, not all 8 that I want. Bannister 3 is ready for colonization. Bannister 3 is this problematic one up here. Yeah, let's go colonize it from Earth, get some Trill colonists, plop them down here. Bannister Prime will have it create its own little sector, its own lonely little sector once it's ready. The reason I'm having it create a lonely little sector is because there's a size 25 planet here, and I want it. I can't colonize it, and I can't make use of it yet, but I can eventually. That's stupid, Alex. Just throw it into the sector now, and when it becomes an issue later on, figure out how to deal with it. But right now, just make it easier to manage.
Construction complete.
So each of these ships costs about 5k. So here at the end of the month, here at the end of March 2304, we should be able to... Wow, we hit the 2300s and I didn't notice. Fair enough. But once we hit 2304, should have enough minerals to build the 8th ship in that heavy escort fleet. Energy signature. The USS Walker has picked up a strange energy signature coming from somewhere inside the atmosphere of Marion 8A. It appears to originate from a structure of some kind, possibly the remains of an orbital station, but the atmospheric pressure makes it impossible to approach. Nevertheless, scans of the unique structure have yielded a large amount of valuable physics data. There we go. That should do it. Cool. So the first fleet is headed down to Meridian. 4th is heading down to Urtok to sort out these pirates. It could actually go all the way down here to take out these pirates as well. Something we could do. The Cardassians are winning their war against the Zinkethi. That's sad. Well, it's good and it's bad. It creates a stronger neighbor who hates us, which is cool and interesting, and a potential source of tension, and tension is fun. Can be fun. Struggle can be fun. It's bad because the Zinkethi were the one I was wanting to win because they are at least egalitarian. They're still militarists and they're still pretty pissed about our claims on them, which is actually the Valerian Freehold's claims on them. But of the two, they would be the easier to integrate. Oh well. Nothing huge lost. Yeah, now that we're producing almost as much energy per month as we are minerals, I'm feeling a little less worried about how expensive these starports are. A little less. I'm still a little irked by it. Okay. Cultural Nexus or Xenobotany. So Xenobotany is about a third of the cost. Cultural Nexus continues on the Cultural Unity tree, which is interesting, whereas Xenobotany doesn't necessarily continue something on. Wow, Mothball Fleets is very good. Cultural Nexus will give us Cultural Nexus, which produces... It's a unique building. It costs a lot, but it increases our monthly Unity output by 10%. That's significant. That's I, I'm understating it and saying that's significant. That would be a total increase in 271 unity. It's pretty huge. Whereas food, we don't need more of, so I'm going to go after cultural nexus. We've reached the pinnacle of our cultural awareness. No more are we bounded by the ideas of one society. Instead, we're open to the many forms and ideas from several societies within our empire. The advances of these interspecies relationships have led us to finally achieve the unification within our empire that one could only dream of. This marvelous new construction will be a reflection of that. Yeah. Pretty dope. The Husnak are pretty much in a position where they have to go to war with either this federation or this federation, the Gorn and the Suliban. They're rivaled with the Fendomar, so that might mean that they're intending to move north. The Fendomar, the Kavali, and the Hirogen, as well as someone else who I've forgotten about, are at war with the Vadwar. They are winning against the Vadwar, though not overwhelmingly. Yeah, they are winning against the Vadwar. So we have better quantum torpedoes. We can either make them armor penetrating or shield penetrating. Am I even using quantum torpedoes? I don't think so. Maybe one of these is quantum torpedoes and I'm not realizing it. Okay, well, we'll see the tech. Of the torpedoes we have, for the most part, they do reduce shield damage. They do extra armor damage. It would be in theme to keep them doing extra armor damage, but if they did extra shield damage... Oh, pierce shields. Hell yeah, give me shield piercing ones. Alright. Shield piercing quantum torpedoes. Why can't I use these? Hold on, and I saw a Saber class, so I'm probably going for that. Oh, yep, there they are. Quantum torpedoes. Quantum torpedoes. Can I see this on my heavy escorts? I can. They do 13.4 damage. Okay, that's very high. Accuracy of 80. These are more accurate. Cooldowns longer. Tracking is way worse. Range is about the same. Overall damage is worse. But they have 50% shield penetration, which is pretty fucking dope, which none of the rest of these have, right? Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not going to take advantage of them yet. Maybe later. Saber class section gives us, ooh, a unique destroyer design. Well, I just wrote off our destroyers, so that's kind of a shame, but I'm curious, so let's go after the Sabers. I'd love to find an excuse to build more destroyers, even though they crumbled when we used them previously. Well, not crumbled immediately or unnecessarily, but they did eventually crumble. Wait, you're gonna go here. You got a long way to go yet. But you will be going here. And then you will be going here. Thank you. Rho Coronis Borealis. Yeah, I do not want Rho Corona Borealis. Goodbye. Would I like this? Nope. Would I want this? Nope. How did I miss those? Well, it's pretty easy to miss them because there's about a million things in this sector. Wait. I just took it out. Oh, Alex. You fool. You removed it from the sector. You didn't add it to the sector. You done fucked up, boy. That's okay. There we go. That's back to how it should be. Do I send you on automatic exploration? I don't think so. Let's pause real quick. I need a science ship somewhere near here. Looking like I don't have that available. So let's move you way down there. Gonna take a long time. That's okay. Not in that much of a hurry. Dope. It's good to have competent fleets. It's very good to have fleets that just tear things apart. Oh, and this can't even be repaired. Why don't you go upgrade? Yeah. That's very okay with me. Ooh, Crystal Ray is very cool. We won't get anything out of it. Crystal Nexus I'm gonna build real fast. Saber Class I'm pretty interested in looking at. So all the tech moving down the line are interesting and exciting in some way or another. Maybe not like overwhelmingly so, but they've got something of value to offer. More trade depots. So you already have luxury hotels. I guess we give you a prison. It's not very exciting, but you already have a promenade, so it would either be a luxury hotel, no, a deluxe restaurant, which increases migration attraction, or orbital prison, which reduces unrest. But otherwise are exactly the same thing, so I guess restaurants probably more attractive? Yeah. What do you want? No. Restaurante. Some have restaurants, some have prisons, whatever. They more or less do the same thing. The tiny difference between them is not interesting enough to me when we're building on such an expansive scale as we are. The minutia is lost at this point. You have a promenade and a xenoanthropology center. Okay. That would explain that. You also have a xenoanthropology center? Promenade, orbital... No? What happened here? Traffic control. Yep, that's right. Naval logistics center. Yeah, that's not right. At all. That was a mistake. Colonial Bureau. And... luxury hotel? No, deluxe restaurant. Hold on a minute. Naval Logistics Center. Oh, maybe some of these that I inherited came with Naval Logistics Centers. Ugh. Or maybe I misclicked? It's entirely possible that I misclicked. I'm hoping that I didn't, because that might mean a lot more. Construction complete. A lot more have that problem on them as well. No, Orbital Museum, Promenade, the Colonial Bureau, yeah. Yeah, that looks fine. If that is a mistake I made, well, at least I caught it in a couple of places. I don't have to catch it everywhere. I'd like to, but when we have this much going on, it seems impractical to expect me to. And keep things moving at a reasonable pace. I kept on pausing. And I'm pausing a lot. If I pause more than I am and jumped in to micromanage things a lot more intensely, maybe. That's fine. It's fine. Alright, Meridian Diaspora should be done. Right? Am I losing track of this? I'm losing track of this. 93% U. Fuck. Okay, low intensity should push this over. If it doesn't, I'm going to be frustrated and embarrassed. Mostly frustrated. Build a promenade, and then Build a promenade, and, oh, you can't. Build some trade depots. Orbital Science Center. Orbital Museum, and then upgrade. And then eventually get a promenade. Ah, Noya Station. Trade depot. Synthetic dilithium manufactory is really tempting. But of course, it's tempting in a way that's ineffectual. Our naval capacity is way, way unexploited and not taken advantage of at all. So, I want it, but I don't need it. I really do not need it in any way. Maybe much later. No. We're really in a position where our naval capacity should not need to get much higher. Or any higher, really. I'm pumping out fleets of heavy escorts like they're destroyers at this point. Even if we start losing heavy escorts, I should have such an absurd number of them. It'll be fine. Now, it's 8 on 30 here. If we lost the ship, that wouldn't be unreasonable, just ratio-wise. They only have so many turrets. Their accuracy is only so good. It would make sense and would be totally forgivable if we lost the ship in either this conflict or the next fleet encounter. We can see the Defiant... Oh, the Defiant. This is the Defiant, okay. Is out of shields, halfway out of armor. The Curie has gotten beaten up a little bit. The Sao Paulo 2 has been beaten up a little bit. The Defiant 3 has been beaten up a little bit. So, you know, wouldn't be completely unexpected. Migration proposal from the Antedian Shoals. Yeah? Do we not already have a migration treaty? Huh. Weird. Okay, no, you're welcome. Welcome aboard, fish people. Maybe I should have integrated the Antedians quite a while ago. They have pelagic preference. We have a number of pelagic worlds. We have had quite a number of pelagic worlds. Some I've terraformed, most I haven't. They would have fared very well on those planets. That's maybe a misstep on my part. So, alright, even with all that, not a single loss. Which reinforces to me that I'm making a good choice with these. Alright, nothing rare, nothing special. Let's go for heavy beam section. New section for the battleship class group. The specialized design focuses on maintaining multiple heavy beam weapon emplacements. This could be an opportunity for the battleship class to redeem itself. It won't, but you know, it's an opportunity.
Affirmative.
You're not going around, you're not going around. So the second fleet I'm going to send to Ultima Thule with the intention of moving down here eventually. Alright. Let's grab this. And this. It's so pleasing to just see this all cleaned up compared to how not so pretty it was when we first got here.
Initiating communications.
We must have integrated enough vassals that they no longer hate us, or something else might have changed. Ooh, you have the Kravik homeworld. I'm very curious how this works.
Establishing colony.
Okay, I'm curious enough how this works. I'm gonna do this. Are the Kravik being turned into Zal? Kravik APU. Holy shit. This seems too good. This seems way too good. Alright, so Kravik APU already had habitability, and they are immortal. They already had improved tile output, mass produced, so build speed pretty high. Their only problem is chronodynamic reactors. But now they're assimilated. So their consumer good cost, gone. 0% now, minus 100%. Growth time, plus 500. So this build speed helps out a lot. The habitability is already 100%, 50% on a lot of other things, but nah, they're... Jesus Christ, if I were to play the Borg, going after the Kravik or the Prelor seems like it would be the smart thing to do to get Borgified machines. That's terrifying. Okay, the debris field in which JQQ-1-140 is part of roils and swirls under the influence of unknown forces. Roils and toils. How many people are you at war with right now? Just the one? Really? Kravik Imperium, Vadwar supremacy, and Talaxian commonality. Well, you have the Talaxians locked down. You have their last world occupied. The Kravik, you have all their worlds occupied. The Krenim, or the Vadwar, are the only ones who haven't occupied it all.
Construction complete.
But the Vadwar are being occupied by the Hirogen, the Kobali, and the Nordican Harmony? No, Nordicans are just in this war. Very interesting. Oh, Wesepians want access? Yep, knock yourself out. Ooh, boy. Once they eat the Kravik, they're probably going to keep going this way if they can't get into the Devore. If we are powerful enough that we intimidate the Borg away, and we're equivalent, so they might be hesitant to starting that war, that would be great. That would just be delightful. Because that's one less people they'll eat. If they do go after us, it would be interesting, because then we could see how strong they really are. Terrifying, because I don't know if we could actually stand up to them, but interesting. Shenzhou. Right, Shenzhou, I actually want you to come down here and survey that. And Grissom, I want you to come down to Ultima Thule because I want you to get Omarak. And Walter Raleigh, I want you to survey Meridian here. Meridian, whatever. Survey is the important part of that word, or sentence. I could be building more construction ships, but we seem to be keeping a pretty decent balance between each of these expanding at the cost of 40 influence, and us keeping enough influence on hand that we can do things involving integrating protectorates at an expanded rate. So I'm feeling okay about that. Now, the Borg are slightly more powerful than we are. The Borg are... Jesus, the Voth are overwhelming? Really? Really? Huh. The Voth are overwhelming, but the, Cytherians aren't? No, they're just superior. Interesting. Very interesting. Get a Z. Oh, no, they took Augustine. I was about to be like, oh right, there was that thing the Shiliak could have grabbed that I should have gotten a long time ago. Nah, fucked it up. We already getting Reich? Yeah, go get Reich. Up is down as the USS Santa Maria passed through the asteroid belt on its way to JQQ-1-140. Science officer Thelos Chimgliv reported that the ship experienced a number of sudden gravitational shifts. Ever curious, they dispatched a number of probes to scan the debris field to discern the cause. Turns out the culprit is a number of gravitational generators of old alien make, sputtering on dying energy resource sources, and with their polarities inverted, they occasionally spew reverse gravity into the void, though not with enough force to cause any serious harm. Not anymore. Science officer Thelos Chimgwiv theorizes that the generators once provided artificial gravity for a large asteroid in the belt, but some malfunction eventually tore the rock apart. Dun dun dun. Behold the Orion form, glorious and bared for all to admire, contracts with the paltry humans cowering under their layers of cloth, knowing that the world does not want to see their sad frames. This actually would make sense if this Orion were dressed like Orions tended to be in the show. But instead they have new Orion attire from oh my god, Discovery. And the reboot. It used to be that Orions walked around in stupidly skimpy stuff. That really is an interesting sensibility of some of the Star Trek graphic designers, and more specifically the oh my god, tailoring department, the people making the clothes or designing the clothes, and just how many futuristic societies were wearing like the bare minimum. Like, ah yes, on this planet we wear togas, on this planet we wear loincloths. Really, you're a spacefaring civilization and you're wearing next to nothing. I mean, alright, but material sciences has been a thing for a reason. Clothing makes us comfortable and serves a lot of different purposes. It helps regulate our temperature. Yeah. Just seemed like they wanted an excuse to try to sex it up. Nothing wrong with that, but the idea that it's only natural for an advanced civilization to wear less clothing is an interesting value judgment. That's all I'm getting at. Let's pop you down here on Steelman Prime. What a name. There's a butch fucking name there. Steelman Prime. Alright, Arid. What is our smallest arid population? The Larillians and the Sona. Ooh, the Sona, they're untrustworthy. Great. But they're traditional, so their unity output's increased. Cool. Yeah, we'll go with Larillians here, I guess. We'll see what happens. Colonize. Larillian? Larillian. Larillian? Let me try that again. Larillian. There we go. Damn. Yeah, knock yourself out here. Not gonna get a lot of unity output from that planet, but there is a fuck ton of minerals. Speaking of fuck ton of minerals, let's get a new fleet. Is this still building? Ah, no, this is not building. This has a ship that's trying to catch up with it. Right. Yes, it has a ship that's trying to chase it down. Excellent. Okay. Fleet manager, let's get a new fleet. Assign it to Jupiter Station as its base. Give me heavy escorts. Start building it. Gonna need about 12,000 more to finish construction. That is a-okay. Catharia, size 22 arid planet. It's pretty cool. That looks beautiful. Colonize you with Larillians. Larillians? Yeah, Larillia. Oh, okay. It would make sense to get you from your homeworld. Let's plop you down right here. Catharia. Ah, Tau Ceti Prime, so I will control this directly. Dope. No, I won't. Wait, is this what I have or what I don't? This is what I don't have. Ah. Well, I could try to take it back. Tau Ceti has 13. Tau Ceti 4. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Ah. The Kremen Foundation has made peace with the Dominion. They have taken... The Kremen Foundation has taken 4 planets and 11 systems. Damn! Yeah, the Dominion just got cut in 2. I no longer feel so optimistic about the future of the Dominion. I'm sad to say. Yeah, what if you didn't build frontier clinics, though? What if you quit building that garbage and stopped trying to make that happen? That would, whatever, let the sector do its thing. If it's gonna ruin the planet, it's gonna ruin the planet. I can just come back and fix it later. I'll deal with this bullshit later. It's essentially what that comes down to. Now, it seems to me that an improvement that could be made to the escorts, just from what I'm seeing so far, is, yeah, switching to more hull points or getting an enhanced hardened shields or something else in the slot besides a per-game reactor. I know per-game reactors are what's allowing us to use the power output that we're doing, but the advanced fusion reactors actually have higher energy outputs. If we switch these in here, it'll reduce our overall damage, but it might increase our survivability, which is becoming more important to me. Armor hull points are pretty important. This would give us a third as much armor, a little more hull points, and more shield points. Would it be more worth it to me to get more armor? Armor acts as a second line of defense. It's basically shields. It's just a second type of shield that can be repaired. It's tempting. Yeah, but still wouldn't have enough power, so I kind of have to have a per-game reactor in here, regardless of what I have in the other slots. Dang. And this additional bulkheads is my only way of propping up armor? Yeah. Well, that gives me something to think about. To think about, not really reach a decision on, because I have not reached a conclusion on what I think or what I want to do with that. With all these tiny fast-moving fleets, yeah, I could probably afford to get a couple slow-moving big ones. I'm undecided. I refuse to commit to a decision there. Now I'm thinking, if we can jump this gap, we can colonize all this. If we can colonize all this, and especially moving up here, we could try to contain the Borg. It might not work very well, but it's one strategy to containing them without outright confronting them.
Construction complete.
Because their fleet power and naval capacity are still superior to ours. That's saying a lot, given their naval capacity is 1,298 units. Which to me seems absurd. We could use our increasing number of fleets. A thing that ships have that I don't really super understand how well it works is rank. So it looks like as they get more experience, they do more damage. Right? That's believable. So getting higher ranks seems like something we should do before a major confrontation with someone actually on our level. We could get that experience from beating up these random little mobs, as we've been trying to do. In retrospect, maybe a bad idea to be suiciding destroyers I planned to get rid of and battleships I didn't really want on that, but whatever, it allowed us to expand. I could declare some minor wars against powers in this area, or even major wars against powers in this area to change their ideologies, make them join our Federation, or encourage them to join our Federation, which would strengthen our Federation, so we would have more allies if the Borg were to attack. Also, would make it so that if the Borg were to attack, our fleets would be better. Before we reach that point, though, it's probably worth it just to build up to our naval capacity and see who all we can intimidate into becoming our protectorate, or just scare off from attacking us in the first place. The Federation has mechanics that, in the long run, if all else is equal, if you can just stay alive, you should be able to beat other people. In order to take full advantage of our recent advances in heavy beam weapons, we must develop a new primary hull section for our battleships to allow them to equip several of these weapons at the same time. It'll be cool if that works. If it doesn't, I won't be surprised. Let's go for refractive shielding. We'll get refractive shields, which is okay. Won't immediately get use out of it, but it's cheaper tech. So battleships. Space superiority is what we've been using. Heavy beam platform dedicated section. So we could plop down these, which I'm not seeing it. I mean, it's a decent amount of damage, but the assault cruiser already has 2 of these. Still not good enough for me to build. I'm glad I looked at it, but still not good enough. Slaving despots, yeah. You are not happy being my vassals at all. That's okay. You don't need to be. I think the Breen and the Tholians are the only independent. The Breen, Tholians, and Kethi and Cardassians are the only people, and Romulans are the only independent powers who don't have coalitions around us. Saber class, I'm really excited to check out. Probably won't make a difference. Intrepid class and Constellation class, I'll check out. We probably won't use them, but they seem cool to me. Better starbase capacity. Again, starbase capacity means more science. More science means I research the other ones faster. So I think we go for this. I hate it, but I think we go for that. So let's look at our destroyers. Currently a destroyer class. That's cool. Wow, Saber class totally changes how this looks, huh? Dope. So Saber class costs 600. Gives us 3 torpedo emplacements, 3... Is this really better than... What am I currently using? I have destroyers just on destroyer. Really? I didn't even switch over to gunboat? Heavy beam emplacement, Saber class. So Saber just lets them... It gives it a cool new model, for one, which is worth mentioning. But it just switches it over to a different kind of phaser. To be honest, when I'm saying I'm not crazy about it. Yeah, not actually gonna use it. I probably wasn't gonna use it anyway. Constellation class is... These just seem to add more torpedoes. I'm not actually all that crazy about these. And then Intrepid class, alright, Intrepid class looks cooler. And might actually be better. Just because it doesn't have the... fighter craft. What is green called? Nothing. Green is called nothing. The fighter or whatever craft section, which is very, very good. Like, that's an absurd amount of damage this thing can put out. I'll think about it. Cool to have more sections. Kind of sad that none of them are going to be useful at all. But it happens sometimes. Resource storage is full. Yep, nothing really left to terraform. So that energy's just gonna have to go to waste. A little sad, but not that sad. Hey, you don't hate us anymore. Hell yeah. Maybe we're even slowly growing to like each other? Maybe, maybe not. But less hatred's good. Bright Alliance, please, just get these and close this gap. This is bothering me so much. Just tiny little gaps between the borders are very weird. It's so... Oh, the Kremen are at war with the Trogan and Rakhari Third Imperium, and they're losing badly. The Trogan attacked the Wadi, right? Oh, got a game of musical chairs going on here. So the Koremen and their allies attacked the Dominion, weakening them because the Dominion had been at war with the Talaxians. Dominion declared war on the Talaxians because the Talaxians were at war with the Borg. The Borg declared war on the Talaxians because they're the fucking Borg. So their aggro attacked them, so they attacked them, so they attacked them, so they joined them in attacking them, so they attacked them. Tarogan, are you in multiple wars, or is this... Stop. Yeah, okay. The chain reaction stopped after a certain point. It's a pretty impressive chain reaction.
Complete.
The Wiridian diaspora are now more egalitarian. Okay, well, that's cool. Hopefully the Wiridian diaspora won't exist after I click this button. Hell yeah, 108% complete. Welcome the Wiridian people into the United Federation of Planets. Okay, Eolum? This is the first thing that's theirs. Everything up from here I'm gonna have to manually upgrade. Just making a mental note of that now because it's so much easier to track. Yeah, welcome. Game's gonna hiccup a little. Whoop. Sponsor settlement on a colony world. Let's take a look at this. We have too many colonies. We have not too many star bases. So that's good at least. Won't have to downgrade any star bases, though if they have any star bases, I probably will have to redesign them. That's totally okay. Just slightly irritating. Slightly, not significantly. Right, you already have a traffic control center. Minton I already had. Okay, I'm so proud. No, never mind. Pride is dead. I'm no longer proud of you, Protectorate. I'm still disappointed. Alright, so Myrtle here. Myrtle, you gotta change. I do not like your construction. Crew quarters? That doesn't sound like a traffic control center to me, and orbital prison... the orbital prison can probably stick around, but orbital science center and then upgrade that normally. Myrtle itself, because I'm going to hand this off to a sector very quickly, I might as well make any improvements I want to make now. Are any of these... Paradise Dome... here we go. So this can have an Interstellar Academy on it. This needs a physics lab. That needs a physics lab. Are you overproducing on food? You are by 13. So I can replace this with something. Say that something. No, I guess that's fine. This can be replaced by Heroic Landmark. This can actually have Mineral Processing Center. Upgrade this. This is fine to upgrade. This should have food, but... Well, you know, if it's already the wrong resource on the tile. Can I put something more interesting here? Like, a trading sensor? Yeah, let's do that. This can be replaced, but I don't really have anything much more interesting to put down, so I'm just going to put down a power hub instead. That's great. That's wrong, but I'll keep it. Wait. It's wrong. Can I replace it with something more worthwhile? No, not looking like it. Okay, fair enough. That's fine. And... No. Come on. Yeah. That's okay. Alright, Sausadia. Sauceda? Sausalito. Let's give that a traffic control center. Kennard gets a traffic control center. Both are all up in this. Hillman gets a traffic control center. Catalina, one mixer. Traffic control center. Alright, so we have Sam's, Cormier, Bowen. Jesus Christ, there's so many of them. Okay, this is fine. Menendez was already mine. Bowen. This is why we need hotkeys. Well, this is why I want hotkeys. Just for traffic control centers. Really, none of the rest of these I want hotkeys for. I just want a hotkey for building traffic control centers. It would save me a tiny bit of time on each of these, but that tiny bit of time multiplied by now hundreds of stars, it'd make a difference. And Lord knows, as I integrate every other power in the galaxy, I'm gonna be doing this moving on into the future. So long as the stability of this save holds up, we will be building a glorious chain of traffic control centers from here to the Gamma Quadrant, to the Delta Quadrant, and back again. No longer will the galaxy suffer the tyranny of poorly organized logistics. No longer will ships move at inadequate speeds from to and fro. I can actually dismantle this. I don't want this here. Or decline. I want to downgrade this because although there's a potentially colonizable planet here, this actually needs to be terraformed. So build you a traffic control center. This, get you some your own personal Jesus. It's 5,000, right? 5,000 is the cheapest we can do. Yeah. Kellis looks like it at least, yeah, it can have trade depots, so that's the first important thing. Crew quarters? Say no, no, no. Try to give me crew quarters. And I say, no. 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 Alright, upgrade that. Kellis itself, how's this looking? Well, you got a primitive factory. That's already so wrong. Okay, get that garbage out of here. This can be upgraded. That's cool. This has 2 deposits on it, which means best way to keep them is an interstellar academy. You are not making sense to me here why you built what you built here. Alright, let's do that. And this... Still not making much sense to me, but that's okay. Let's give you a year of cultural exchange. We got some science, and some science. You have Kellis' species. Kellis' species prefers arid environments. They're resilient natural engineers. Okay, well, we might end up transplanting Kellis' species to more planets. It's a very weird name, Kellis' species. That seems to imply that there was a character named Kellis, whose species never got named, but the mod authors thought they were impactful enough or significant enough to put them in the game. I'm not disagreeing with the decision, I just can't remember who the fuck Kellis is. Or what Kellis is. Alright, and last should be Theorem? Alright, traffic control center, dope. Now we go into Lambda Serpentis Prime and we snake our way into here. I can do that through here. Just looking like a good option. I can do that through here. Yeah, whatever. Same thing. Let's go through the south just because. No reason, really, just because. Gorski. Jankowski. Right, Myrtle's out of my hands. Hillman. Kennard. I'm hating how not connected this looks. You get Catalina. Sam's. Harp. Kunmar. Kellis. Now, I'm going to want you to get Shay as well, because I don't want that. And eventually you will want Trabano, because I don't want that either. But we're not there yet. Welcome aboard, Floridians. Research agreement time. Hell yeah, confirm.
Initiating communications.
Ooh, yes. The Brunali Empire. I think Empire is probably a strong word if I hadn't noticed you. Yeah, the Brunali down here want to become our protectorate. Hell yeah. The Kraywar Sanctum are now a protectorate. Have the Grey Ward been a protectorate underneath us, or did we just inherit this? I honestly can't remember. I'm assuming we already have them. So the Anti-Federation League has been founded. What a name for the United Federation of Planets to have. Don't. I paused, and you seem to be having some trouble, but the music is still playing. Alright, cool. Anti-Federation League. Tell me about this United Federation of Planets Anti-Federation League. You're xenophobes, presumably? Totalitarian faction. Yeah, you're gonna have to fucking deal with it, guys. Okay, that's fine. Doctors Without Borders are still huge. Solar Freedom Movement's continuing to grow. Earth Mining Consortium's doing great. Daystrom Institute and Transcendentalists are about as popular. Terra Return League, Black Company, and Anti-Federation League have, between them, less than 100 people. Not a concern. Not at all a concern. Okay, well, this is a little short. I know it's not quite an hour, but in order for me to stop streaming around midnight, I'm going to put in a cut here. I'm going to keep streaming for about another hour. But YouTube, you'll have to forgive me for shafting you a little bit here. If you want more, you should stop by again tomorrow. Till then, make sure to comment, share, like, subscribe, all that silly shenanigan. Till then, toodaloo, take care. I'll see you later. Bye-bye, YouTube.